Good morning. This is the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Friday, January 24th. Looking at precipitation over the past week, you can see that most of it was just confined to the highest terrain of Utah, parts of western Wyoming, and far western areas of the central Idaho mountains. Much less as you head further south. You can see percentage of normal on the right-hand side, that driest area of 0 to 10%, represented by that dark red area. So many areas, especially across the south and west, have dried out considerably. Snowfall over the past 72 hours, you can see the enhanced areas in yellow to orange, indicating anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow, mainly across the northern Wasatch and parts of western Wyoming. Lesser amounts of 1 to 5 inches of snow in the blue shades, but many areas have had less. On the right-hand side, still fairly extensive snow cover in just about all of the higher and middle elevations. Lowest elevations below 5,000 feet are mostly bare. Looking at 1,000 hour fuels, you can see very moist in the dark green just over parts of western Idaho and the driest areas over the southern half of Nevada down to southwest Utah and the Arizona Strip, where they are 11 to 15% on the 1,000 hour fuels. Our weather pattern is quite progressive. No long-standing high-pressure ridges. Anytime one tries to form up, they're replaced by quick-moving cold fronts. First system is pushing in some clouds, some light precipitation. Another one off the Pacific coast waiting in its wings, and a deeper low further up into the Gulf of Alaska. So looking at, first of all, let's go back a little bit here to this afternoon, and you can see this area in the green. You can see this will be areas where we expect clouds and some light to moderate precipitation, drier areas further to the west. Overall dispersion on the right-hand side, the areas in white and yellow indicate the best overall dispersion. Areas in the purple for the north and east indicating the worst. And a lot of that low dispersion will be mainly due to the cloud cover limiting daytime heating and mixing. On the right-hand side, you can see the low mixing areas, the low mixing heights in the darker purple shades, much better to the west. And transport winds here coming out of the west on the left-hand side here. And then on Saturday, notice high pressure building on in, and another wave of moisture moving into the western portion of the Great Basin. Overall, looking at dispersion, best across southern areas, gradually decreasing as you head further north into the north of the Idaho border, where you see many more areas of the purple. Transport winds, lightest in the purple shades. Pick your local area, increasing a bit as you head further to the north. And also transport mixing heights here on the right-hand side. Again, best where you have areas of the yellow, lowest when you have areas in the purple. On Sunday, looking at the next wave of moisture moving on in, areas in the dark green indicate that precipitation. Dispersion here, pretty good, especially western areas under that trough of low pressure. Again, we're not under high pressure. These areas in the purple just due mainly to the cloud cover and precipitation creating some low-level inversions, but overall, pretty good mixing for this time of year. Best mixing heights to the west. So some lagging vertical mixing heights. We see these areas in the purple across Utah, again, mainly due to the cloud cover. And winds will be lighter there, stronger winds as you head further west into Nevada. The Utah Clearing Index, developed specifically for Utah, shows the best dispersion today over the middle to higher elevations of the Wasatch and the Uintas. It decreases tomorrow being the worst day, starting to increase again, especially across western and southern areas of Utah in response to that next low pressure trough. That'll be the best dispersion. But you see dispersion is still on the lower side as you head further to the east. 3-day precipitation totals. In most of the geographic area, you'll see return to precipitation, at least the northern 2/3 of the area. Heaviest amounts in the blue, or a ½ inch to an inch. Highest terrain of Nevada, maybe the northern Wasatch, and a larger area of the higher terrain of Idaho and western Wyoming. Then on Monday, again, a very progressive pattern. Next wave of moisture with the front moving on in. Dispersion will be improving. See the areas in the white here. On Tuesday, see this low pressure trough again forming up through here. There'll be some clouds and moisture lingering across parts of the region. So again, it's spotty precipitation, but we're under low pressure. Low pressure drops further to our south and east on Wednesday, and high pressure starts building in, but there'll be some good northerly winds with it. Still lots of areas in the white indicating good overall dispersion. High pressure, we call it a dirty high pressure ridge because the dirt is actually the mid-level moisture from the Pacific with the next storm system. Could bring some precipitation despite high pressure building in, but it'll be fairly light. Overall, large-scale northerly flow, that'll be your main transport wind flow as we go to the end of next week. Additional precipitation, this will be Monday evening through Wednesday evening. Some light amounts across the northern half of the area, but locally moderate across the McCall area, higher terrain of central Idaho. The 8 to 14 day outlook taking us from January 31st through February 6th. So basically the first week of February, there'll be a warming trend above normal temperatures, below normal precipitations. Could dry out surface fuels enough to help increase some burning, but again, as above normal temperatures typically indicate, that's usually with high pressure building in, so I'll have to see how the transport winds play out for prescriptions. This concludes our briefing. Next briefing coming up this Monday. Have a great day.